Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome to another video here. So this video is going to be a little bit different. So we're going to open with the spoilers here like we normally do. It's the last spoilers of the entire theme for this is for sure the last one of going over the constructed deck, because this goes over the ruler, the true magic stone, and I think that's it, the basic magic stones that we haven't seen yet. And then after that, we'll transition into talking about the bands. So if you're here just to see the bands, just click on that time mark to the side there, actually, now that I think about it.
It's over here now. Oh wait, it moved. It's moving, Con. Can you do that? Track it over here?
Yeah, I'm gonna animate that. And just go to that time mark and we'll be talking about the bands. Otherwise you can just watch through the video and we'll tell you guys what the bands are and our thoughts on it, as well as like summarize what was in the article. I recommend going and reading the article if you have the time, though, that Force will put out. I think Jeff put it out, because it's nice that they're going into, they're not just like, this is banned. It's big paragraphs about why it's banned, the reasoning behind it, going forward, what to look out for, different things like that. So it's really cool. But, so we'll start with the spoilers. So if, Oscar, you want to do the ruler side of the ruler, which is pretty exciting.
Why don't I ever get to do spoilers? Let's start spoilers out.
So the first one is Gil Alhamat, he who controls the taboo. He's a wizard historical, and a judgment of 5. It's a white, a black, and 3 void. His energize is white or black, and it says you may pay the attribute cost of historical cards with the will of any attribute. It's pretty cool.
This is what I said it would be.
I think it's pretty much an assumption everybody had on what it would be. Yeah. Whenever you play a historical card, put a fate counter on target non-magic stone entity you control.
So, quick thing, does that make those special magic stones pretty much useless if you're running him as the ruler?
Yeah, pretty much.
Right? Am I wrong?
Does it?
Yeah.
Because they produce 5 different will only to play historical resonators or historical cards.
Well,
and that's his
the way
passive
you know
ability.
What? I did think about that earlier, and the justification I had, I thought of is it's in the starter deck, just fixing it until you get to that stone. You know, there's still 5 basic stones in this deck.
Oh, you know what? What? I don't know what Oscar's saying.
Yeah, you kind of lost me there, Oscar.
Yeah, the stone does what his passive ability is. His passive ability works on every single stone.
Okay, yeah, I know that. But I'm saying there's still 5 basic stones in here, so it's helping fix those 5 basic stones in the starter deck.
His ability, yeah. But you could run 10 basic magic stones, and it would have the same effect without those special magic stones.
Okay, I get what you're coming at now. I was just trying to say within the starter deck, like why it's important to have it over the cards that are in there.
If he doesn't have this ability on his J ruler side, I could maybe see that being somewhat useful. But once you J activate 5 cost, I think you're past the point of needing to mana fix post
maybe.
that.
Can you put a fate counter on his ruler side? It's just target non-magic stone entities, so it should be good, right?
Yeah, you should be able to.
Not that I know what fate counters do,
well,
but
I'm sure we're about to find out. What's the flavor text before we find out?
It says Gil at last knew the nature of his prophetic dreams. The ancient destruction of this world, the path he would follow.
Man, I feel like if I was keeping up with the lore, like this would be super badass, like seeing Gil Alhamat right here.
We kind of get like bits and pieces of the lore.
Yeah, but still, like it looks pretty cool here, and just being like, he probably had these dreams during ancient nights, and like this is his full realization of it. I don't know. We'll find out at some point. All right.
And then like historical cards meld into like ancient magic. Am I doing the next one?
Okay, yeah, no, the special magic stones are completely pointless. Just gonna say that real quick.
All right. Gil Alhamat, Treasonous Emperor. He's a 10/12 wizard historical. Flying. Magic stones you control gain tap, produce red, green, blue, every color. Wow, that's kind of nice. Yeah, I like that. You can do 1 colorless. Banish a resonator. This card gains swiftness, imperishable, or precision until end of turn. God's Art, Twist of Fate. Destroy all other non-magic stone entities with no fate counters on them. Then remove all fate counters from all entities.
So it'd be pointless to put on the ruler because it says all other non-magic stone entities.
No, but it's all other with no fate counters on them.
Yeah, but you were asking if you could put a fate counter on the ruler, and this shows it's pointless to do that.
No. You're reading it wrong, aren't you?
Destroy all other non-magic stone entities. You asked if you could put a fate counter on his ruler side, and now we found out that's pointless because if you J-activate it with a fate counter on him, it's all other ones without a fate counter. But so this, yeah, what is his special magic stones for? Because I don't see any. Well, I guess there's reason you can run a historical deck without him. I guess.
Yeah. I mean, were those his special magic stones, or were they?
The only thing well, I mean, they're in this deck, so they're for him. But the only thing I could imagine is historical cards going forward in the next set. Like maybe there's more of them, so it gives more incentive to maybe run those in a historical type of deck going forward.
They did say they're always going to support new stuff, so that means we'll get historical support as well.
Okay.
Yeah. That background, and I want to know which set it's from, but it looks like the basic black magic stone.
Remember it does, yeah. Ooh, that's from I'm going blank on what it's from.
Legacy Lost,
yeah. But yeah, just the J-activated side though, being able to all your stones produce any color is just a cool ability, like in any type of deck. Sucks his J-activation costs a shit ton, but
yeah. Well, I really like how he mirrors all of the his future self. Like he gets the whole historical cards. You can pay will of any color, historical cards, and then when he flips, you have the banished resonator and he gains swiftness and perishable precision. He has the gods art of it's interesting. He has the gods art of the other Gil.
Yeah, it's like neutered version of his abilities. Of his other stuff, he producing ancient magic in any color. Yeah. Right now, he just produces any color for certain stuff. When he J-activates, it's all things. When he does the final J-activation, he has swiftness, precision, and he has every single ability, and this is the precursor to that. And also, when he does that third J-activation, he destroys everything on the board, or something like that. And so this is that God's Art is the precursor to that. So. It's cool. It's the precursor. It's not like a weakened technically a weakened version of it, but it's just a different. Good. Well, yeah. It's not like why would you ever run the other one? It's two completely different cards, but but in context, if you're looking at it from a story standpoint, it's a weaker versions of what's to come, which is kind of.
So cool. His and then his flavor text is sacrifice everything. It is the only way to beat the witch.
Oh shit!
Wonder who the witch is.
Oh, what if because. Back in the day, they'd tease maybe the flip ruler would become a thing for R4 of each set. What if R4 is, I don't know, I'm not following the lore, but what if that's the time spinning witch is the big flip ruler? That'd be so badass. Oh my god.
What if she's the ultimate bad guy?
And she
this whole time.
Yeah.
It's like oh man, Gil's evil, and his son Gil is super evil, and Daddy Gil is super evil, but it's no, he was just being he was just sacrificing things. He's like Lord Genome in Gurren Lagann. He wasn't the bad guy. There's a way bigger bad guy. He just had
bad stuff he did later on for the greater good.
He was doing all this stuff exactly because it was the only way to stop the anti-spirals. I mean,
it'd be cool if the time span witch also did stuff with time, so she J-activated and reverted the board state to a certain point, and her final J-activation it reverted everything to turn 0, so you put all cards back into the deck and reshuffle it, all the stones go back, it just resets everything.
There's a planeswalker in Magic that does that. It's oh my gosh.
Speaking of Magic, the comment section says, "Oh look, Oblivion Stone on a ruler."
Yeah.
Which I looked up Oblivion Stone, and it's pay 4 and tap, put a fate counter on target permanent, and the other ability is pay 5 and tap, sacrifice Oblivion Stone, destroy each non-land permanent with a fate counter on it, then remove all fate counters from all permanents.
Yeah, I mean,
that's funny.
It's funny because the card I was talking about, anyways, the card I was talking about that basically resets the game. You also play Oblivion Stone in that, so maybe they're taking some kind of. I mean, obviously, I have no idea if they would put that mechanic in there.
Yeah.
It's played in Tron. I just don't know the name. I don't remember the name. It's a Planeswalker.
But
anyways, yeah.
Moving on to the next thing, we have
Yeah.
Alhamat's Ultra Magic Stone. So it's a special magic stone and a true magic stone. Tap, produce 1 void, or tap, target historical resonator gains +2/+2 till end of turn, or pay 2 void and tap it, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's historical, put it into your hand. And just the mechanics of a true magic stone. If you control 2 or more true magic stones that share a name, banish all but one of them. So it's okay. It feels like a version of Little Red Pure Stone, but not as good. Am I wrong about that?
No, you're on
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Like you said,
yeah.
it's not as good.
Yeah.
I mean,
They basically
extra
only
ability.
works with historicals instead of.
it works inside of him because it can play any historical still, and when he flips, it'll produce any color. So being able to buff is nice. The 2 and tap it, so technically 3 will to just maybe grab the top card of your deck, I think is terrible.
Yeah.
What's going on with the flavor text?
Yeah, I'm reading the comment
somebody
section. So somebody put that picture of Soul saying that's his flavor text above. I'm not sure what's behind it. And then I guess the one with the white border is actually the flavor text of this card.
Weird. The flavor text is, I won't be as easily dispatched as my students. Oh, that's badass. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that's super weird. You guys can see it in the image.
So is that I won't be as easy to dispatch my students? Is that part of Souls?
Yeah, they posted the J Wheeler side, and that's exactly his flavor text.
Got it. Okay.
Okay, I see.
Maybe they use his border. I don't know, as like a template.
Weird. Somebody shortcut it and messed up.
Yeah. And you want to get the last one, Oscar?
Oh yeah, and that next one is the best one. It is a Darkness Magic Stone. Yeah, I like this one. Darkness Magic Stone. Basic Magic Stone, tap to reduce black. By the way, I like how it's actually a black background and black on the stone, not necessarily purple the way we normally get. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm digging that visual though. That's super badass looking. It's like I want to see a visual. Maybe I don't think I could. I'll see if I can do an animation of it looking around. Not on this video, just in the future. I'm gonna tinker with that because I want to see that eye fucking move around.
Hold him to that, guys. Make sure he does it. Every video, be like, "Where's that eyeball video we were supposed to get, Colin? Are we getting that yet?"
Eyeball moving. Moving.
All right.
It also, real quick, looks like the eye from the background when we're on that one card. I say, "Hey, look, it's Sauron."
Oh, Sauron. Yeah. So we're gonna move on to the next thing, which is gonna be the band cards, band list that was announced. Welcome, guys, who skipped to this part of the video. Nice to see you. Nice to see you hate our spoiler videos. So,
they have their own opinions. They don't need ours. It's fine. They can do what they want.
It's pretty cool. He introed it with some big paragraphs. You guys can read over those. He briefly went over the environment of the game at a glance, which he put in the top 3 cards being played. Or with their usages across, which was number 1 was Otherworld at 97%, Severing Winds is at 96%, and Sacred Elf is at 64%. And he gave little explanations on why he think that is and why they're so played, which is, the obvious reasons you guys might think. So moving on, Joe, you want to open this up since you want to go first with the band for New Frontiers?
Yeah. So basically, it looks like they went with the Otherworld Dreams band instead of Severing Winds for New Frontiers. Mainly because I think they felt that Severing Winds can be played around. They think that that being able to play the Sacred Elf and then holding up the mana for Otherworld Dreams makes those turn 1 early stuff. You get to answer anything that your opponent plays on next turn.
It's like somebody had said, I read, sorry, I didn't know you were so going.
No.
Where you can now comfortably play like a Resonator even though your opponent has 1 green up, knowing you're not going to get Otherworld Dreams.
Yeah, and it's going back to how it was before, where all you have to do is time in your head how many cards you play and strategically play around that, which I think is all right. As you guys might have heard from our previous videos, I wanted Otherworld to be banned over Severing Winds because I like Severing Winds. I think it's overall a good card. If anything was done to Severing, I'd rather it be errated or something like that than banned because I like the idea behind it. But I'm happy Otherworld is banned. It'll definitely help overall.
Something else he mentioned. Sorry. They mentioned that they're not going to ban anything like that is coming out because they I think Jeff doesn't really believe in in banning something that he hasn't even gotten to take a look at, or people don't know won't get to answer. I don't, he doesn't mention any threats, but probably looking at like Rachel or Lorite, but some Gil stuff.
He mentioned in the last paragraph that they're going to be monitoring the global tournaments and local level and events to see how the game progresses at this point forward, and if adjustments need to be made, they'll make them as necessary. So we won't be doing the whole thing of like, wow, out of the gate push is super strong, but we got to wait till the next set releases before we ban because reasons. It sounds like they're willing to take the necessary steps if like for example Lumia Rachel becomes too strong, they'll step in to ban Rachel or Lumia. For example, I'm not saying whether we should or not, just as an example. They're willing to emergency ban, it sounds like, or other things, maybe erratas or limiting or something like that.
The other interesting part is like this being banned and not Severing is just because Severing has less than 6 months left, so it'll be gone too.
Yeah. So
then we have Lorite, that's it.
Well, and they could also unban Otherworld at that point in the similar way that they unbanned Reflect Refrain after a little bit that they felt it was okay to bring back in. Speaking of things that aren't in rotation, we'll move on to the Wanderer bans.
So like of this whole article of ban lists, like the only section I actually read was the Guinevere part because I was super sad. I couldn't believe they got rid of her.
So I guess we'll open with that. So they banned Guinevere. You want to talk about that, Oscar?
That's the very bottom.
Yeah, I know. Oscar, jeez.
But when I saw she was banned, I was like, what? No. And I heard it was an article, so I was like, hey, I'm going to go read that. No, just pretty much it even says right there, power of self-banish effects, in the game. And that's the reason why she was gotten rid of, to sit there and try to kill it, I guess, or try to remove it. And then it's like, oh, well, in response, I'll tap banish her, draw 2 cards, and you get some advantage and discard a card. So
yeah,
I was sad to see her because I was just going through cards the other day, like I was telling Joey, and I found all my Guinevere's, all the ones from the special box as well as from the set. And I was like, man, I can't wait to build those Wanderer decks because we're going to be testing that soon.
Hey, Oscar, who played Guinevere more, you or Colin?
Oscar probably did.
Yeah.
I never said I played it more.
You said you played her like...
I said I played her in most of my red decks.
I didn't think Colin played her that much.
Yeah, I'll just say, like, out of the 3 of us, it was more between you and me, Joey, but...
Interesting.
So, moving on in order.
Scrolling back up.
We have Cheshire Cat's Assistance. So, if you play Wanderer, you saw this coming. It's pretty obvious. It was... like they mentioned here, is one of pretty much the main component in the Gil Alhamat one turn kill deck, and you're able to do things with Regalia being legal. It's able to do a lot of things, and using his ancient magic counters, you're able to play other cards that aren't Regalia for free in there in order to get that 1 turn kill, first turn kill, what have you. And it's just a really strong card even outside of that. So everyone saw that ban coming.
Yeah.
For anybody new who's not familiar, we actually made a video on this back when it came out and it was in New Frontiers. If you guys want to go check that out.
You could probably search, I don't know what you would search for actually.
Just Alhamat OTK.
Assistant.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Something like that.
Alhamat OTK.
Was it the Alhamat version that you guys showcased?
Yep.
Or was it?
It was the only version that existed. Yep.
I thought there was...
No.
Nope.
Next card. Joey?
Well, there was definitely other. There was a. Oh.
Oscar, next card.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna get the third card anyways because I want to.
Yeah. Okay. So Horn of the Sacred Beast, which was a tool within that OTK deck. It was part of I think what helped cause it to trigger along with Hydromonica, but I don't know. I honestly, this was you saw this coming. I mean, the huge advantage of just recycling your whole discard pile back into your deck, and it included itself with it.
Yeah.
I mean, even when it was legal, people often saw it as a non-fair advantage that even both players would even have because everybody ran one of these. I remember back when I used to watch YouTube videos and it was Six Ages Gaming. Their little joke was one of their guys would be like, "All right, well, whenever I build my decks, it's one Horn of the Sacred Beast and 39 other cards." Yeah. And even when we played Pokemon, we saw something like this, and that was Alessandro's trump card, and that was banned pretty quickly.
Not pretty quickly. It was out for a while.
It was like less than 2 sets worth.
We made a great video of us cutting it in half. It was great.
They talked about a combo with a Evil Tree and the Horn, where I guess like you couldn't lose, and I didn't even think about that.
That's true.
Banishing it.
Yeah.
So next one, Joey.
Yeah. So they banned Change the World.
Orb of Illusion.
Which I think is pretty fair. Basically, the idea that they were talking about is that they when they unbanned Reflector Frame, they wanted to see how strong he was, in the format. And I think they thought that he was a little too overtuned. People get their opinions. It's fair. And so instead of banning Reflector Frame and rebanning him, they tried to take away some power. So Change World was the obvious ban.
Yeah, it heavily helps.
Yeah, it should definitely help. I mean, having like a limited amount of counters as opposed to a shit ton of counters is definitely going to change.
And not being able to have a free draw. Pretty much one cost draw or a free recovery of your J Ruler, especially when you have multiple of these.
No one played the draw anyways.
Yeah, but
yeah, why would you do that when you have a free draw on her ruler side? Okay, go on.
J Ruler side. Oh yeah, the search is on the J Ruler. Yeah. No, well, I was looking at that pay 1 and tap it like. This card printed today, aside from having a cost, would have probably would have been pay green, tap it, and banish it type of a deal to draw the card.
Yeah. Something at least resembling they tried to balance it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm just glad Reflector Frame isn't banned, so can't be too
soon. Yeah. We'll see. So next they banned Prisha and Wander. So as you guys know, Prisha, this ruler, was banned in New Frontiers, and they finally brought that ban over to Wander. He mentioned that even with the absence of Levitine, it wasn't able to dampen her strength enough, and Wander, even with all the other cards that could potentially counter her, her gods. He just said her gods are with any swiftness that she could get is just too strong within the format. Early game and all that.
Yeah, like I could definitely imagine, especially with like some of the regalia that's available to her.
Yeah, it's rulers like this that I was always confused about. Like, she has such a strong resonance, 2 resonances, and her flip side, either the enter or God's Art are both strong, but like it feels like they added one thing and added another thing, and then they just kept adding. And it's like, no, this ruler is completely playable, and could still be a top tier deck without these extra things, but they just kept adding things that made it just put over the top. And the same thing with Reflector Frame, and some other stuff. Like, at some point, I don't know why they just keep going one step over the top. Like, they don't need to completely change the ruler when they're making it and all that stuff. All they have to do is just not add this one last thing they were thinking of adding, and it'd be like a perfect ruler. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like maybe if it didn't recover Prisha. Right?
If the resonance only triggered one, you could not trigger both resonance at the same time. And if her judgment was 3 instead of 2, or keep her judgment at 2 and switch her enter effect how it works, and make her not have a God's Art, or just a whole bunch of different things. Like,
change the whole card, guys.
No, keep the card same and get rid of the God's Art.
Yeah,
it's way more balanced. Keep the card the exact same, but change the resonance. It's more balanced. Keep the card the same, but add it. I'm not saying do all these things. I'm giving examples of one tiny thing they could have changed.
I got
Joey gets me. But it's one of those examples of something. Hopefully, we're sort of getting over now.
I do think you're entirely out of line with talking about Reflector Frame.
No. Yeah, the card that literally almost sunk the game. Yeah, that one. We'll see how Farah goes. Farah might dampen out now with that chant, or could get. We'll see how it goes. But I think that's the last ruler off the top of my head I can think of that has that just went one too many over the top inside of it. But we'll see if it can balance itself out. Next one, I don't know who's next. Joey? You guys messed up the order. I just read Prisha.
I mean, it's Griffin. We saw that coming. Honestly, a lot of these cards you saw coming because they already had them in New Frontiers. It only made sense to have them as well as Wanderer. So, still an advantage just from sacrificing and bringing in. It was just a really powerful Fox deck. If it wasn't going to be the OTK deck, it would be Fox. And if with the OTK deck gone, it would mainly be Fox. So now they're just dumbing down Fox and trying to even that playing field. Now we'll see what actually comes out being the best.
Which
I didn't really see. I didn't see a Demonic Dead coming because
no, I didn't either. This is one I was surprised.
This is one that people had suggested early on banning instead of Griffin racing across darkness, which I completely disagreed with. But people were suggesting this instead, so it's interesting. Wanderer, they're like, "Fuck it, both are gone."
Yeah, I liked how he brought up that Gretel changes the deck a lot, and how it gives it that the gas that that goes.
I'm just glad they didn't get rid of Gretel. She gets to stay in because she's a pretty cool card to throw in on certain decks.
Yeah. But yeah, Demonic Dead, you bring it back, it's literally free sack for you, so definitely makes sense.
Yeah, I mean Fox is still playable, but you just don't have to worry about seeing someone flip over the ruler and it being Fox and your heart sinking. Same with Prisha, because if they flip and it's Prisha, then you're like, yeah, I win. Okay. Lastly, this is an interesting one. So in Wanderer, Otherworld Dreams is still legal. Was not banned here. However, they banned Severing Winds in Wanderer. So this is pretty interesting. They said the combination of this and Otherworld is still just as oppressive in Wanderer. However, the impact each card has in the format is wildly different, he said. So he said just Severing is the more correct ban inside of this, which I can see because of themes like Wall of Wind, which is another one-cost green. So even if they banned Otherworld, they might still run into similar problems. Not as bad, but similar problems with Severing Winds and all the other cards that are in Wanderer. So what are your guys' thoughts on that?
I think Otherworld Dreams is still probably the better card. So I don't know. So he says that Wanderer has other cheap hard cancels that complement Severing and Wanderer decks. Also more frequently designed to play multiple cards in the same turn. So I agree with that. I feel like Dreams is still you can use Dreams and then cancel it. Cancel the next card with something cheap like Seal, Wind and Light or something. So I don't know. I like the Severing Winds ban. I think it's fine, especially because they're a lot of Wander decks. I feel like they want to see these combo decks that combo off, because that's a lot of what older Modern and Legacy formats in Magic are based around combos. So they kind of maybe they like to see that, and Severing Winds crushes that.
I think it's interesting. I'm pretty sure that by either the next set or within the next 4 months, we'll see Severing Winds just go on sale in the marketplace like crazy. Everybody's trying to get rid of them before they lose their value, and nobody wants them anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably going to do that.
Yeah. For how many do you have again?
How many do I have?
Yeah.
5.
Mm-hmm.
What?
I was making fun of you.
Yeah, I'll probably wait until all the competitive stuff is over, and then I'll be like, okay, bye, Severing Winds. I don't need you. So
which for us is what, after this weekend?
Kind of. They're. I'll double check. Cause Ban and Wonder. Yeah, that might be this weekend actually, but we'll see. So we got the last section here, which concerns Origins. Before I move into that, real quick, just want to mention to you guys, since we're moving to sort of a weird format that doesn't matter, before we go into that, if you guys are wanting to get any of these sell some of your singles, or buy some cards, or get some product before you with the new set coming out and all that. Want to pre-order it? We have a link below, which goes to Happy Little Hug Factory, which is a really cool storefront. They have booster boxes for the next set for $80, and they also buy and sell Force Wheel singles and Caster Chronicles singles they sell as well. Check it out. But Oscar, you want to take us into this? Origins?
So Origins is essentially every set that's ever come out, including Valhalla, which the company always ignores Valhalla in every other format. But this gives people opportunity to play it. So I'm not too familiar with everything that happens. I think Bitfrost is just another name for it. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what
they finally created something that that Jeff had been saying would never be a thing, which is still not a thing in any of the formats we play, but a limited number of cards being able to play rather than banning the cards completely. So each of these cards can only be played as a one of in any deck, and it's
including
Cheshire
the side and extra deck.
Right, sorry. Cheshire Cat's Assistance, Pumpkin Witch, Whisper from the Abyss, and Horn of the Sacred Beast.
Which is funny because Horn of the Sacred Beast you're probably only going to run one of anyways.
Yeah, I mean, the other three are components of like one turn kill decks. Horn of Sacred Beast is kind of up there.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously Cheshire Cat's Assistance, although it doesn't hurt it too much. You just hard mulligan, and then maybe you're just kind of screwed for a little bit. But
I mean, one out of 40 is kind of hard to get to, though.
Yeah, but
well,
I mean,
another thing to consider is they're using rulers that we're not familiar with at all. Yeah. Like I know one of the big things is like Kaifu. If y'all ever seen his channel, he's a big Origins player, and there's a comment of his on the US group saying, "Jeff, why'd you ruin my Chronos deck?" So, however Chronos worked with say Cheshire Cat's Assistance was probably a lot better than what we're thinking with Alhamad or anything.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
But yeah, so that's all that for limiting and all the bans for this. So I like them overall. I think it's great stuff.
Yeah.
What are you guys' overall thoughts?
Yeah, I think all the bans are mostly warranted. I can't think of anything really besides change the world, but because I'm biased.
Yeah, I was honestly surprised we didn't see Hook on this. Hook's still League One Wonder.
Yeah, I mean, I don't my thinking is because so many things in Wander are such early game things that you never get to that turn where you do a Hook.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if I agree with that, but like
we'll see.
I think maybe there's just better answers to him. Like you can still do the old like Feet Sing turbo into Hook shenanigans on like turn 2 or 3. Like that's never like none of these bands change any of like that shenanigans, but you can still like turbo out him. It's just maybe they're just better answers for Hook now.
And something I'm going to cut this to another little direction. Something we forgot to mention at the beginning of this that people have been confused with based on this article is these Wander bands and these New Frontiers bands are in addition to what was already banned before. Yeah. It's not saying that this is a new slate and this is the only stuff banned, because people thought, oh, Pressure's back in New Frontiers. No, she's still gone.
No, that'd be ridiculous. Like Levitine's still banned.
Yeah.
Also, these bans are going into effect in 2 weeks, right?
No, 1 week, March 9th, when the set comes out.
March 9th.
Next Friday.
All right, so that's all for today. Keep an eye out for tomorrow for a very unique new video series that is going to be done once per month from a very special guest that you might recognize. So I'm pretty excited for that. And otherwise, we have a lot of cool stuff planned for the new set leading up to it. We'll have a video coming up Saturday. Oscar, you want to tell me about that?
Yeah, we have it right here. Pretty much proxied up the starter deck that we're been spoiling. So we'll have those to play with. We're going to record tomorrow evening when we get the opportunity to. So it means I'll edit the video and it'll be up for Saturday. So when this video comes out, or whenever you're watching this, so this evening, whatever it is, but the videos come up Saturday, and it'll be cool.
And we'll have a lot of other stuff concerning the next set and content covering the pre-release and ARG that we're attending. So lots of stuff.
Cool.
And so yeah, we'll see you guys next.
And if you guys check out my primer video,
pre-release primer.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, if you're going to do a pre-release, check that out. I'm going to put together an article version of it as well, so check out tcgscrubs.com for that. Keep an eye out. It'll be out either later tonight or tomorrow. And yeah, see you guys next time.
Bye.